My name is Chet Charbonneau, and I participated in the 2025 Study Abroad program for Peru.
I am Alexandra Slade, and I went on the Peru trip, May 2025.
Well, I'm Cindy Smith, and I went to Peru.
My favorite part was mixing with the people of Peru and with all of the students and leaders that went on the trip. The experience was awesome. It reconfirmed my belief that there are good people everywhere. Most people are good. My Spanish improved a little, not a lot, because I haven't had the experience to continue using it, but I enjoyed all of the instruction. It was very good. Visiting Machu Picchu and seeing everything there and trying to understand how in the world that could be constructed without implements that we use today. It was totally awesome. And we had a wonderful tour guide as well. I think I'm more open to traveling again, probably by myself. So it was an eye-opening experience for me as to how easy it is to maneuver amongst the people, even though I knew very little Spanish. Peru is described by many writers as a naturalist's dream or a naturalist's majesty. And I think the total experience was all of that. Oh, I totally support language immersion. From experience, I know, because my son has studied Spanish, it opened the door for him. And my grandson, having 3 years of education in an immersion school, has learned way more than I have in a short period of time. He has learned 4 tenses of the Spanish language, where they are from his elementary school in 3 years, and he can use those effectively. The trip was well organized, the activities were well organized, and the school was very good at teaching us more Spanish than what we had known previously.
My favorite part of the Peru program was having my first experience abroad, being with faculty that I trusted and knowing I was safe the entire time. It makes me comfortable with the uncomfortable. I know what I need to pay attention to in class and just really hone in on my skills. So on our trip to Sacsayhuaman, I wasn't even able to go up on top of the site, but I had a really good conversation with one of my peers, and I made a genuine connection that day. I've changed a lot. I realized that love is on the inside and outside of you, and you shouldn't just pay attention to one of them. You need to work on both. The taxi drives and the bread that they made every single morning, it was delicious. It was just a sweet bread. You could put jam and butter on it. I think I liked the texture more than anything. It was oven baked, so it was crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. I plan to go abroad this upcoming summer to either Spain or Costa Rica. I'm extremely excited. Do it, it's worth it. Take advantage of this school and all it has to offer while you can. Peru was amazing. Get out there, go see life outside of the US.
My favorite part of the Peru trip was meeting the people, because they are also family oriented. Everybody who sold had family, everybody who housed us had family, so it was just a really welcoming, I'd say, community. Personally, I had never been out of the country, so what's exciting is the whole dynamic of packing everything, getting to the airport, that was close to not, and going through all the different airports, just things that I had never done, and having the faculty with us or the people that traveled with us that had been there, done that supported the whole process of the trip. And anytime any of us got restless or anxious, they just completely said, it's okay, we know what we're doing. The best part about the Spanish aspect of it was the schooling was daily. Academically, the Spanish part was probably the greatest asset of that was the speaking of Spanish, where in the courses that I took, we didn't generally speak, we just learned. And with the trip to Peru, we had the gift of speaking with other Spanish speakers, and it was kind of fun to practice that in the market. I also experienced other people who were at the host houses who were coming in after us, and some that lived there that were long-term students. So they stayed in Peru in a long-term fashion. And so there's just so many options. That was kind of cool about it, is I felt like I had a guidebook on how to go. I felt like I had a guide when I got there. And so I just think, you know, if I had to say anything, it's not just one place. There's a lot of opportunity. The food. There was absolutely no preservatives in Peru. Everything was fresh. Every single thing was fresh. I think if I go abroad again, I want to have as close to a mission as I did learning the Spanish. So for entertainment, I'd rather do that with my family, but for education, I'd rather do it when I'd have a purpose and a point. Just because I don't know where I'd get that education in another country without the leadership of college. As a non-traditional student, my concern was financing and funding. I didn't have parents. So what I did was I went on all my social outlets and I just basically said, hey, I have an opportunity to go to Peru and I need some financial support. And a lot of those people had been to college and a lot of those people had been out of the country. So I took that risk of petitioning for finances, because when you're an adult and there's just two of you trying to make it, there isn't always that extra money, which I'm not saying it was very expensive. What I am saying is, as a non-traditional student, our financial commitments are different than a lot of these younger students. Take a risk and go. We didn't have 25 people, we had 9 people. And so it wasn't like in 8th grade where you go to Washington, D.C. It was so much different. It was so much more personal. And as far as traveling abroad, I would say the other thing is it will look phenomenal